Hi everyone, and welcome to my second vlog. This is my first vlog of the year, and it's going to be talking about New Year's resolutions and long-term goals. Now, by the title of this video, I'm sure you could tell that I have a negative view on setting resolutions and goals that are very, very long. So let's get into that. To start, if you set New Year's resolutions, like I think about 60% of people do, have you maintained them so far this year? Most likely, you didn't. So 80% of the 60% who set New Year's resolutions fail their resolution within their first 14 days. So whether that is going to the gym daily and you miss a day, or trying to stop scrolling and you end up scrolling a day. Whatever your goal is, most people will fail that in the first 2 weeks. Now, this also happens whenever you set long-term goals. Not resolutions, just like, in the next 3 years, I envision myself with a private plane, like a small one, and I want like a big yard, and then I want to have a pilot's license where I can fly the plane. Whatever, like that's like a bigger dream. So in 5 years in the future, you're gonna chase that. Most people don't achieve those goals either. The problem with both these goals is that they are very far out in the future. Usually they are very stretched, and far-fetched. They are hard to maintain, and they just sometimes aren't even compatible with yourself in the future, because you change constantly. Everybody is always changing, and things you want from 3 years from now may be different from what you want actually 3 years into the future. So there's these very nice little lessons and tricks and tips that I have learned from some entrepreneurs and authors that I'm going to share with you today, because I know most of you have probably fallen into the cycle of setting a New Year's resolution, breaking it, and then doing that again constantly. So this year, I hope that you're genuinely going to achieve your goals, but we're going to have to change the whole process. To start, when you are setting goals, I never set a goal more than 6 months into the future, because 6 months into the future, I know I will be a very different person. I always have. Every time I look back 6 months, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe 6 months ago I was doing this or this, and I'm like, I can't believe I wanted this back then, or something. Like, things get outdated very fast in your life, and your wants and desires change constantly. So I typically don't set anything 6 months in the future, past 6 months, and instead I have this thing I call a life compass. And you know how compasses always face north and guide you to the north, guide you north. Your goal isn't to get to the North Pole with a compass, it's just to get in the right direction. So a life compass is, I update it about every 6 months to a year, and it's just this framework of ideas, goals, desires that I want for myself 3 to 10 years from now. And that's like the North Pole. It's my guiding compass. Like, this is where this is the direction in which I want to go. You may not actually achieve that, and you may not want to actually achieve that, whatever you wrote down, set, but your goal is to just move in that direction and give yourself wiggle room, because there will have to be wiggle room. To do this, you could explore Pinterest and use Canva to make like a vision board with a bunch of pictures that inspire you. You could hang up posters on the wall. For example, I have this Switzerland poster I really like Switzerland. Be cool to live there. Not like I ever will, but just a direction it's gonna give me. And you could also just use writing activities like journaling. Once you have your life compass set, what I typically tend to do is do quarterly resets where I set quests and goals for the next quarter of the year. So that would be there's January, March, April, July, and September. Those are kind of the times when I would be doing these quarterly resets, and for each quarter of the year I tend to do a reflection on how the last quarter went, and then I set goals for that quarter. And so each quarter, it's only 3 months, so you don't have to worry about so you don't set anything that big, and having a 3-month limit, you know what you can do in 3 months, so it's not like you're gonna overachieve, or it's not like you're gonna set a goal too high. So that's nice. And so once you have the goal set for the quarter, then to make sure you don't forget it, because it's very likely you'll forget a goal. Like your New Year's resolutions, most people forget them by February, and if not even if you make it to July, that's insane. Like halfway through the year, most people can't even remember their goals till then. So what I like to do after Life Compass, quarterly resets. So you set your quarterly quests and your quarterly resets, and then to make sure you know your quarterly quests every week, which for me is on Sunday. You can pick any day. I do a weekly reset where I write down what my quarterly quests were, because if you write it down, it activates your reticular activating system part of the brain, I believe, and that is what helps you remember your goals. So you just want to write it down and make a plan for each week of what you want to do to achieve those goals. So to recap, Life Compass, 3 to 10 years in the future, quarterly quests to help you move forward to that life compass, and then weekly resets to remind you of your quarterly quests. If you found this interesting, I can't go into that much deeper. I only have so much time, so to save you, I only have so much time, so I can't go too much deeper into this. But if you would like to learn more about this type of goal setting, there's some great stuff by Anne-Laure Le Cunff. I'm really bad with names, but I'll put a link in the description, and you could check out her content. Also, her book, Tiny Experiments, is great on what I just talked about. It's about setting little experiments that are about 2 weeks for your life to help you move towards your life compass. So for 2 weeks, you could try meditating every day, see if you feel more energized, or anything like that. It's a great book. Check it out. See you soon.